You're listening to the Magic Our Way podcast with Kevin, Danny, Eli, and Lee. And I hope you're liking it as much as I am. I'm just rolling on the ground with laughter. This is so much fun. Are you enjoying it like I am? That's good. That's good. Anyway, here's looking at you. Here's treats. Don't punch that button. I'm not through talking.
Jumbo, everyone.
Harambe.
And welcome to another edition of
The Magic Our Way.
Magic Our Way.
Magic Our Way.
Magic Our Way.
The Magic Our Way podcast.
They are truly magical and whatnot.
Asante Sana, everyone. You are listening to the Magic Our Way podcast from New Orleans, Louisiana, in the United States of America. We are artistic buffs talking about Disney stuff. And this is a show in which every opinion is welcome. MagicOurWay.com is where you can find us for this episode. We continue to discuss whether or not the Walt Disney World 50th anniversary celebration has fallen flat. And look, this isn't your typical polished, practiced, pixie dust and Disney podcast. No, sir. We are not in the parks every day trying to tell you the best pin to wear to take advantage of that 50th anniversary magic.
No, sorry. We're here to celebrate Mardi Gras weekend by drinking and talking a little Disney.
That's right. You can't get no more happy than that. But if you want to know how to get happier later, we'll tell you how to do that. But otherwise, just deal with it. It's a good ride.
We're promising happiness on this show?
We always promise happiness. Magic.
Really? I did not know that.
Well, I was going to say how you reach out to us and stuff.
And touch someone?
We need to step up our game.
Yeah.
I mean, we could touch someone.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
You tell them how to do that later. Patreon.
My name is Kevin.
I'm Danny.
I'm Eli.
And Lee. And remember, hey, if we got you that promo, don't keep it on the down low.
Was that supposed to run?
We're talking about promotions, right? We're talking about promotions this week. This is what we're talking about.
I thought you could say if you were talking about promo, just come to me and say no mo.
No mo.
Major
I
Domo.
want mo.
Domo.
Arigato.
Slow-mo.
There you go.
All right.
There you go, though.
All right, so guys, enough of our jibber jabber. Let's continue discussing some 50th celebration magic. Here we are on the Hub, our main topic segment of the show. For this Hub, we are discussing how Walt Disney World's 50th anniversary celebration is going so far. And so just to remind the listeners that maybe didn't listen to our last show last week, if not, make sure you go back there, 409, so you can hear that thing where we examine this question with a different criteria. But I came up with this idea from an episode of The Disney Dish with Len Testa and Jim Hill. I heard them state on their show that they feel that the 50th anniversary celebration has fallen flat as of late, so I wanted to explore the idea with the guys here using different criteria. On the last show, as I mentioned on episode 409, which you should go listen to, we explored this question using the criterion of comparing what was announced for the 50th versus what we have gotten so far. So, after exploring what was announced versus what we got so far, this is where we left off when we ended the show answering the question, has the 50th anniversary fallen flat? On that show, this is what Lee had to say.
I still think it's still a little disappointing. Did they give us what they said they were going to give us after seeing the evidence? Yes. But this is definitely it's an under-promised, but it's not over-delivered. I mean, this is the 50th anniversary, man. I mean, the 50th, dude. Like, we're not going to live to see the 100th.
That's what Lee had to say. Lee, after a week, you're still sticking with that.
I think so. Yeah. I mean, it ain't like I'm mad about it. I'm still going to go enjoy the parks and stuff like that. But, yeah, I'd like to see a little more pomp and circumstance and some, I don't know what else to say. Like, just give me something, man.
Give me some
stars.
I want Mickey and Donald all of with
on a graduation. Yeah.
Diplomas.
All right. Well, that's cool. That's good. Just check, make sure. And then Danny and I pretty much agreed with me saying this. You know, at first, I was like, yeah, I felt this was flat, but given everything that we presented so far, I feel like at this time, based upon the cards that were dealt with, I think they're doing as fine as they can with everything going on.
100%.
And they're trying their best, and I'm giving them that window of 18 months. So I'm curious to see what happens. given the cards that they've dealt with, I think it's okay. Right now, I think it's going to be okay. It's not great. It's not awesome. I think it's okay for what is going on. And Danny said this.
I'm 100% with you on this one, Kevin. I think every Disney celebration has gone about 18 months. That 18 months is the
15,
standard.
18, yes, yeah, absolutely.
Somewhere in that ballpark range. To take 18 and double it and call it 36. I think they deserve the additional months after what they've been through.
Yeah, so we basically graded a curve for that one, and I guess nothing's changed since then. We're still good with that.
Man, I tell you, man, past Danny is always one step ahead of me.
I was going to say, it's scary to be you right now, man.
Oh, just wait till later in the show.
Yeah, no, look, I agree 100%. I do think that there's a celebratory atmosphere that is missing from the 50th when you're in the parks. I definitely do. And I know there's got to be a clip out there where I kind of said that it just feels disjointed. But for their delivering, they have all the makings of what you're supposed to have. It just doesn't feel like a cohesive thing because of
situation.
Because of
what's happened so far. Yeah,
right.
Yeah. And last but certainly not least, we have Eli, who gave them 50%.
Yeah, and but look, I still think it went flat because of what they wanted to do. But at the same time, yeah, they hit on some cylinders, but it's like, they hit like a good solid, let's say a good solid 5 that were really complex.
5 out of what? Like 5 out of 5? 5 out of 10?
No.
Or?
Yeah, I give that like a 5 out of 10. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay,
like
so you're they're halfway there. That's big.
That feels like what they've done
that's
and
a
what
big
we just went
difference,
through,
though.
I would say.
If you're giving them 50%, that's a big difference.
50 means you could take it or leave it. I would take what they've done.
We're not picking on you. I'm just saying that
you feel picked up.
No, Eli, I love you.
Up.
No, I feel like this is an interesting perspective on that because you said 5 out of 10 because that's big though.
Let's say you get laid off of work.
That's happened before.
Yes, you get laid off of work.
Yeah.
You meet a girl.
That's happened before.
Hi, I'm Eli Avery. I'm unemployed.
Yeah.
Do you want her to judge you by your potential or where you're at this very moment because of circumstances beyond your control because the company folded or whatever?
Well, that's a personal question to me as an individual.
I like how personal that is all of a sudden.
I've had this happen. Okay, so
it's just be that understanding when somebody judges you at your lowest.
I have. That has happened to me. That's why I'm here talking single.
Okay.
There we go, Eli.
Boy, that past Danny is smart.
My God, that past Danny's tough on past Eli. My goodness. Youch.
Still good with that 50, huh?
I mean, look, I've thought about that, and I mean, I'm still, but there's other reasons. Like I had to think about that, but I could up it.
Okay. Well, maybe this next criteria that I'm gonna bring up might bump it up a little bit.
I am looking forward to hearing your next criteria because this does feel like a trial of the Thundercats kind of thing that you're taking us through. So props on you putting this up.
As you can tell, he's definitely going to use your words against you.
Obviously, you got the good end of the bargen.
Well, this was just a recap of so to remind listeners so they go back and listen to 409.
I'm single. Everybody knew I got broke.
Yes. I didn't realize last week was a deposition.
I know, huh? You're the lawyer, right?
Mr. Avery, last week you said, and I quote,
50%.
That wasn't me. I'm my brother Laquan.
Laquan Ivory?
Yeah, Laquan Ivory. You knew that. That's right.
All right, so you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
So let's consider this criterion.
Okay.
Maybe, what about this? Is this celebration just par for the course? And what I mean by this is that when I heard Jim and Lynn's statement on the Disney Dish about the 50th anniversary, falling flat, it got me thinking back to the shows Danny had put together regarding the various Disney parks promotions and celebrations.
Yeah.
This would be episodes 226 and 227 for anybody who wants to go back and listen. You should go check it out. They were great shows. It was Danny's flu show, kind of like the Jordan flu game. He was sick when we recorded it. It was great. It was a tour de force.
Oh, wow.
Do you remember that?
I do not.
Yeah.
I didn't know I was sick.
I only remember that because I listened to it a bunch, those two shows preparing for this particular segment. And I remember you saying that, this is like your Jordan game.
Oh, good.
Jordan flu game. So
awesome.
Yeah, I listened to him again and I looked some notes as we felt like we're onto something regarding how Disney has been inviting us back to the parks as of recent years, as opposed to back during the Eisner era where they were kind of giving us stuff away if you can, Show 227, if you listen to that, is where we really recognize that transition. So on these shows, we discussed all promotions for the beginning of Walt Disney World to 2018. So I'm going to play a few clips, just kind of remind the listeners of where we're coming from with this. We have something kind of compare and remind us of what we had said back then. This was back in 2018, so this is a long time ago. So we can see if this is still pertinent to this day for this particular celebration. in figuring out, is this par for the course?
So this is about to be past us.
This is
while
past
we
us,
listening,
yes.
current us, and then when it comes out later, it's going to be future, past, present us.
And pluperfect us, yes.
Oh, man, this is so imperfect.
It's kind of like multiverse of madness.
That's
It's gonna
how
be
I
great,
feel
yes.
right now.
We're
I'm
going
like,
back in time.
You put me against myself, and usually I love myself.
Well, I don't think you're against this. I think a lot of the stuff that we had when I was listening could still be applied today. But I don't want to say that because I don't want to lead y'all to any conclusions.
You're not leading nothing.
But
bro.
I just want to give the listeners, like what we had mentioned, that I feel forecasts what's happening today. Maybe. I don't know. I could be wrong.
We can surprise you, Kevin.
Yes. So anyway, all right. So here we go. You guys ready for this?
Yeah.
So
Go for it.
this is a little bit easy on us. But anyway, back in the day, these celebrations gave guests something external to the experience. In this first clip, Lee offers his thoughts on the Year of a Million Dreams campaign.
Any other Lee? Did you experience the Year of a Million Dreams? Did any of your dreams come true?
No, but it was such a cool promotion because it really could just happen to anybody at any time, anywhere. And it was more. I mean, if you get a little thing on the email, it's like, hey, we're giving away a free trip to Disney. You sign up for it, but you're not going to win. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, right. Like they're giving away one trip between a million people, so you're not going to win. But I mean, this was something like everyone had a really good chance of getting something because they were giving stuff away left and right. And then again, sometimes it was something small like a pin or even, like you said, fast passes. But just the fact that you were there, you had a really good chance of getting something. And so, yeah, I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, there you go. So that's what Lee said back then. So that's pretty interesting. Little did we know that campaign would be the last of its kind. In this particular clip, we discuss the transition from the fully themed multi-year celebrations in the parks to promoting a singular message. Yeah, as much as I could. Like I said, I didn't win anything, so yeah, we can move on.
But that was a fun trip. I remember that trip. That was a fun
It was a
trip.
Year of a Million Dreams and a room full of losers.
That's right.
Hey, nobody
right.
get to sleep in the castle.
Okay.
But it was still cool. It's just the potential of maybe winning something.
Well, and that's that's one of those things where you kind of look back on it and you're like, oh, I missed the Year of a Million Dreams because that pretty much marked the beginning of the end for the fully themed multi-year celebrations in the parks. I mean, that was the end of it.
We didn't know at the time, but now we look back upon it, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, Disney started focusing their campaigns on promoting a singular message through
Disney parks.
Yeah, at best you would get
Branding.
little treats or free little park perks or something like that.
It kind of all went downhill from there.
It kind of all went down from hill. You're right, and we never saw it coming. And
Well, they weren't doing anything on TV anymore as much.
That's
No.
true. That's a huge
They weren't
impact.
promoting
they
it.
would have concerts every once in a while in the park, and they talk about little new things going on in the park and stuff like that.
But it wasn't anything extensive like they used to do.
No,
it was
Yeah.
just
it wasn't
concerts.
like where again you walked in for happiest celebration, and there's gold and the Mickey ears with the 50th on. You see them everywhere.
Yeah.
You saw it everywhere. Like there was no more. You walk in, the entire park's decorated. It's been transformed.
Yeah. Pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Pretty interesting thoughts there. Especially the part about nothing on television as much. With the 50th, I've noticed that big time. And I did have a third criterion that if we have time, we could explore.
Well, they did have something on the television.
They did the 50th thing that's on Disney Plus, I believe. Wasn't that the only thing that they televised on that day?
You mean as
Well,
far
I
as
don't know about on that day, but no, I mean the infamous what was it? The Galactic Star Cruiser thing where everyone was like, "Oh my god, that was so terrible."
Oh, the commercial.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't a commercial. It was part of a show. Unless that was part of the ABC thing that you saw.
the ABC thing was really quick. That couldn't have been an in-depth part of it.
Yeah, no, I don't remember.
Just the intro. It was just the intro of the beginning of it.
It was that little peppy kid. I can't remember who it was, but there was that was actually aired on television. It wasn't just a Disney Plus thing, and that's where we got the whole thing where he wanders around the ship and he's like, "Oh, so awesome! I can't believe this, best thing ever!"
Yeah, they've had 2 commercials on actual television.
Yeah, I'm talking like specials and whatnot.
no,
They used to open attraction, how they used to have specials. And
The good thing with the specials was the specials didn't used to be just nothing but a bunch of musical performances by a bunch of people that people our age would have never heard of.
like their Christmas parade.
Exactly. The specials used to be something there was a cohesive story of some sort. Even there was one where Michael Eisner was going around looking for the perfect host for this celebration or something like
Or
that.
the Splash Mountain opening.
Yeah.
I remember all that, yeah.
So there was always a singular message that went along with these specials where now it's Now here's some concerts. It's like Hee Haw. Here's some skits, and here's what's the guy's name? Conway Twitty.
Conway Twitty.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah. Or
Nice.
Solid Gold or, Soul
Solid
Train.
Gold, yeah.
Soul
Any
Train
of
used to
those,
do that, yeah.
But you're going to find there's more that we've discussed that could be applied, I think. So this next clip from 2014, we discovered...
2014?
Oh, this is like really past
So 2014,
us, right?
there's a transition to celebrating on social media versus celebrating in the parks.
Okay.
And here's the clip.
So now, just when you think these promotions are getting to the point where you're like, well, there's nothing really going in the parks, these are just campaigns, this is when you really get to just social media marketing and promotions with no real presence in the parks whatsoever. And that leads us to number 15 on our list, and we're almost through here. This is 2014, the year that Lee Lastavica became a travel agent. Lee, what was the big Disney campaign for 2014 when the year you became a travel agent?
The campaign for me was "Give me your money" because I don't know what I'm doing yet. let me please be my first Disney client so I could help pay the bills.
Your campaign was "Please hire me."
Honestly, that is a blur to me. I don't remember what was going on. So tell me what it is, and maybe it'll jog my memory.
All right. Well, a far more successful campaign. Show your Disney side. Who remembers this?
Oh, your Disney side. Yeah, there's a lot of hashtags.
Yes.
Disney side.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
This is
picture.
now you.
Yeah. Okay.
This is when they're taking advantage of the hashtag and Instagram and MySpace. I think was still going.
Still kind of going with that, with the whole Disney World 50 thing. Well, I remember when we were down there for the first, I think, Lee, you were the one that told us that the hashtag that they wanted us to use was Disney World 50, right?
Yes, I'm still using it.
Yeah, you're still using it, yeah.
I can just see Lee filling up his icy cup at Buc-ee's. Hashtag Disney 50.
Disney World 50.
Doesn't matter what it is.
Disney World 50.
It feels good for me.
Wash in the car. Hashtag Disney 50.
Yeah.
I'm impressed past me knew when Lee started. How did I know when you started as a travel agent?
I think earlier in the show you had asked when that happened.
Oh, okay, there you go.
And then you kind of tied the two together.
All right.
Yeah. But that was early, so yeah, you did good.
Yeah, past me is pretty smart.
Thinking back to when we first experienced the 50th on that first, and the stuff that they had offered and the things that were happening in the parks. Back in 2015, we had this revelation about their park promotions and celebrations.
You want to know what was newly offered for that year, Lee? Hollywood Studios. Go ahead.
I can't think of anything.
Oh, you can't think? Okay, well, here you go. Hollywood Studios gave us Star Wars Launch Bay. Animal Kingdom gave us Harambe Market. The Magic Kingdom gave us Skipper Canteen. Epcot gave us nothing. And Downtown Disney was rechristened Disney Springs.
So 4 out of 5 places for you to spend more money.
Yes.
I picked that clip because that was pretty apropos as far as the 50th, when they had like tons of stuff that were selling. A lot of the 50th merch and stuff, but not really as far as the, I guess, pomp and circumstance that we were hoping, like the rededication and stuff like that. It was mostly just a lot of merchandise. Even though there was food offered, that's still stuff you could buy. So I thought that was an interesting quote that we had made back in the day. So then, speaking of that transition, we talk about it from the transition between earlier celebrations versus what they've been doing as of late.
No, I don't think they're forcing you to identify so much as you're saying, hey, look, y'all just think this is just a little park with little rides. Look at how we bring families together and look at how special. It's basically for the people who've gone and walked away and said, that's too much walking, that's too much this. There ain't no magic in that park. And they go and they look at the commercial and I'm like, well, I'll be darned. Look at how priceless that is. I should go back.
It's kind of like immersive advertising versus getting something as a reward advertising,
Yes.
Yeah. Like you come to our parks and you get this, and the versus like, hey, you can be part of this thing, this concept, this concept that we're throwing out there.
Let's back to them tugging at the heartstrings again.
Yeah.
Well, it's also like, well, we don't have anything new to give you, but why don't you help us do our advertising for us? And,
I'm with that. Yeah.
And Lee still lives up to that message, isn't that right, Lee?
Yeah, I mean, hashtag. Let's go.
It's a more effective thing.
I was more thinking about the Magical Moments vacation button.
Oh, man. Did we explain that? Because
everybody wants to have one of those.
That was off air.
That was off air. We
air.
were talking about how, everyone that books gets a Magical Moments vacation button. We didn't know about.
Yeah. I was going to say, though, I guess when you hear that and then you really think about it, it's more. It saves Disney money advertiser wise, right?
Yeah, because everybody else would do it. Yeah,
yeah, and you can. It's like wildfire. If you could get it on social media and get it trending and whatnot. I mean, that saves you money, but it still has a more effective way of doing things. So yeah, I could. It's not as fun though as seeing a Disney TV commercial.
Yeah, because it's kind of hard to think about because like while we're recording this show, like people have done previews of the Galactic Star Cruiser. So right now on social media, if you follow a lot of Disney sites, you're getting bombarded by a lot of people promoting that stuff. So Kate, to your point, for sure.
Yeah, but you're not seeing it as much on TV as much as you're seeing it online.
Online, correct? Yes.
Right.
Yeah. So they moved
because marketing has changed.
It's cheaper too, though. Like if you had to put it on television, let's say you had to pay like I don't know $700,000 a spot. So for every time your commercial had to come on, that's what you had to pay. As opposed to just putting it on social media, you could pay somebody less than that and just keep hashtagging and plugging your stuff away day in and day out.
It's not even this. It's not even costing you much at all. For example, to Kevin's example, it's costing you whatever a week's worth of Galactic cruises would have been.
Yeah,
okay. Come on in, check it out. Hashtag this. Make sure you hashtag Galactic Star Cruiser on everything you show, and here's a free. Check it out for free.
Here's a pay.
Yeah.
Disney does own a TV station. I'm sure
they do own ABC.
I'm sure they give themselves a rate.
I'm not sure. You have a fair point on it because I thought about this. I'm not sure how that works.
Me either.
But it still comes down to the fact that, it's cheaper. I mean, I guess the only thing to counter that would be, let's just get someone else to put in a commercial. We'll just rake that revenue in from them as opposed to still the social media. But it's got to be budget. I mean, you hit more people with less money. I guess
it's momentary. Like if I'm viewing social media or if I'm viewing like a YouTube video is when I get popped with something that is related to, I guess, the 50th or the Galactic Star Cruiser stuff.
Yeah.
If I'm following people.
That's
but if I don't do it, I don't see it. So then, it comes into questions like, how much is that in my life still? For maybe a fleeting moment, and then it's like gone, and then I'm thinking about something else.
Yeah, it's kind of messed up, though. I mean, a commercial on television, which has been done by Disney for decades, right? Would you say that's fair?
Well, you're talking about that. You still remember that commercial? We're before the show, listeners.
Yes.
We were talking about that commercial, the 20 new reasons to visit Walt Disney World. 1, 2. And we started singing it, we all started singing it, and we're just like, oh, that was a great commercial. Yeah. That sticks with you.
And exactly. It goes right to your point. Like
that was back in the day before the transition.
I still remember that. And there's not too much stuff I remember now. And but if you ask me what's the last thing you saw on YouTube, I can't really tell you. I mean, I really can't say it sticks out the same way.
But if you ask me the last thing you've seen on Pornhub.
Oh, yeah. So that was.
Oh, yeah, he's got it.
Two chicks in oil. Never mind. It's a family show. Never mind. Ask me that later, though. It was a good scene. But yeah.
Tell us your 20 reasons for going back to Pornhub.
1,
2, blondes and brunettes and
red and pink dog nipples.
Did you say puppy dog in there?
Puppy dog.
That's what I thought I heard.
No, I was singing with him, but puppy dog still works.
Your kinks have gotten very specific.
I work really hard at these things.
I'm not judging. I'm not judging.
Please don't.
You're good, dude.
I'm sorry. That was unnecessary.
No, but
yes.
it shows that I agree with you.
But that stuck with you more so than, I guess, I don't know, is there any commercial right now that y'all can think of?
Right now that says this is the 50th.
I've seen a couple of them, but they don't really grab me. I just saw one last night, actually.
Yeah, I see them every now and then, too, but it's like none of them like really grab me.
The one, I can tell you what, the one that I saw last night was like, it's like Disney Celebration, Disney through the years. Like it was Disney in the 70s and Disney in the 80s, and it was like people like dancing at Epcot.
I saw that one.
Yeah,
and then it went through like the years. I remember that, but I mean,
I don't remember that.
Yeah, I cannot sit here and tell you that it really grabbed me.
No, it doesn't. That commercial, I've seen that commercial like a few times, and it's like there's a blonde dancing that looks really good. That's all I can tell you. And it's in front of the castle. And that's it. I get it. The castle is a mainstay. But these previous commercials that we've seen in the past, it's always been about, hey, if you come here, you're getting this.
Yeah. Something you're going to, like, they don't promise you anything. It's just
exactly.
Right.
Do they promise the dancing blonde? Because I would totally go.
I don't think they promised the dancing blonde.
Pornhub it is. Okay.
There, maybe, you can get that. Yeah.
But I think again, that's a good part of what is lacking about this celebration is the promise of going over there and there being some kind of a giveaway, some kind of
magic.
Yeah, like each new park has one different thing for you to see. That's been a thing in the past.
Yeah, a new IP you weren't used to see it before, a new ride that was gonna happen.
Something you could buy into or grab onto.
Exactly. Whereas this is more ambiguous.
That's fair.
And I love that we're talking about this because back in summer 2016, this when I have two quotes related to this. This is when we discovered a lot of this is a lot of the same ad campaign as of late, after that transition. So here's a couple of quotes dealing with that particular topic. So here's the first one.
You ready for this?
Yeah, I'm curious to know where they went from there.
Okay, so where we went from there is the magic is endless was their promotion for 2016. Lee, are you familiar with the magic is endless?
This is the problem. Like it all just becomes the same ad campaign. It's all the same thing for the past 4 years. It's like,
thank you.
Here's some nostalgia.
Different wording.
You love us. Bring your kids. Bring your grandkids.
Unforgettable is endless.
Magic is endless.
Disney side.
New. It's all the same
magic
thing.
is unforgettable. Like you can just switch the words around and come up with your
literally the
show
same
your magic
campaign
side.
4 years in a row.
I mean, the magic is endless, but my wallet is not bottomless. Disney side.
The lines are endless.
Yeah, so that's an interesting quote, but this next one I think is kind of interesting, dealing with this whole ad campaign.
Can I just say something?
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Pass Eli made a really funny joke right there. I
You
just
like
want
that?
to give Pass Eli some credit.
That's why I included it in there. I like
funny.
that. Pass Eli did good with that one.
Yeah, it is. It did turn into like a game of Mad Libs.
Yes, it does.
It does, and the words become interchangeable.
But here's this next thing related to the whole ad campaign thing, the same ad campaign. Danny made a great point about this because something happened in that particular year that was overlooked in their campaign.
So the magic is endless. The ad campaign states there is a world like no other world where the things we love never end and smiles and laughter have no limits. You'll find them in 4 amazing theme parks, feel them in relaxing resort hotels, and discover them in places you didn't even know existed yet. Discover the magic of Walt Disney World Resort, where moments and memories have no limits. So there you go. That was the magic is endless. So in addition to that sentimental nonsense, the Walt Disney World added to its offerings Star Wars: A Galactic Spectacular Fireworks and Club Villain in Hollywood Studios. Animal Kingdom got Kilimanjaro Nighttime Safaris and Tiffins.
Okay.
Shout out to Cam. Epcot added Frozen Ever After and Soaring Around the World in Epcot. And the Magic Kingdom added The Muppets Present Great Moments in American History. So as far as offerings go, not that bad for that year.
Not that bad. No,
not
that's
bad.
pretty good.
Do you know, though, at the exact same time, that was the Magic Kingdom's 45th anniversary and it did nothing? Like, except the I Was Here stuff. Like, they just kind of threw something together. But no year-long campaign. But anyway, so that was their big 2016 campaign.
Yeah, there you go. 45th anniversary, but the ad campaign didn't focus anything on that. Except for maybe one particular thing that they were offering.
I was going to say, you know what's really crazy is you got to be like going back in time and whatnot, is that, one, these commercials now, at least the couple that we saw on television, they're missing a key element.
Oh, what is that?
Mickey Mouse. There's no Mickey Mouse. Did you see what on that the chicks dancing there?
I think I've seen like the Mickey walk around character in the
anniversary suit. Yeah,
on that commercial.
I can't say if it was that. I've seen a few different commercials.
That's true. Okay, so like, because you pulled up one a few times with YouTube, but I just thought we were just talking strictly like television.
TV?
Yeah.
But I mean, that's like saying, because I've seen it on YouTube, it's exclusive. I mean, I don't watch every TV channel out there. There's very little TV I watch. So that it doesn't, I'm sure whatever's on YouTube is likely being played on TV somewhere as well.
Yeah, I think that's fair because
That's
it's
fair.
like before then the mediums have grown.
Right.
Yeah.
And so streaming's even now more the front place, so that's what we're dealing with. And that goes back to the point. It's like if unless you actively are watching that particular thing, then the commercials become just kind of momentary instead of like constantly living in your life.
Are you gonna hit any point where we talk about the Super Bowl?
Yeah, we can, and that's another thing we could definitely transition into. Yeah, absolutely.
I didn't know if that was part of the.
It was a third criteria that I had for this, but
okay.
These two kind of overlap because it's like you're talking about promotions and you're also talking about, which is related to how Disney is keeping this alive in our lives lately, which is maybe that's the perception of why it's fallen flat. I don't know.
Eli and I were there for Epcot's 40th, wasn't we? Was it the 40th?
40th? Yeah.
Was it the 40th that we went for?
It would have been, yeah. They would
Or
have.
the 35th? Was it 35th?
They had the 35th.
There's a button somewhere behind you. I'm blanking.
Oh, yeah, right up there by Tupac.
Yeah, look
right
where
by
Tupac is. Kevin's getting up.
Right by
All right.
Tupac. See it?
35th. That's what it was.
Good
35th.
catch. Yeah, that was. I don't know how that worked out, but you're like, it's a pin. I saw the pin. Like, good synergy.
Well, you know, all of a sudden it's like the brain kicks in. It's like, oh wait, shoot, the alcohol, shut it down. Start thinking, and the hamster gets moving.
Abort.
Like, 35th.
That's how my truck works. Yeah.
Rubber bands and hamsters. Yes.
So anyway, so they really. This is why I would give the 50th so much leeway, because I think this is the best thing that Bob Iger's ever done during his tenure, because I'm going to give him all the credit for this, because clearly the plans for the 50th were well in motion before he stepped aside. Prior to that, I mean, it was a wasteland. We got nothing like this. I mean, we ignored the 45th. We ignored 35th. I mean, major milestones. I mean, we would just ignore them for the longest time, and I'm happy we finally got something. Now, there was no way you could pass up the 50th. I mean, like it's COVID, and we're still like, okay, we're gonna do something for the 50th. It's gonna not be as cohesive as we would have liked, obviously, but we're gonna do something. So I'm happy with what we've got thus far, but that's not at all surprising that they haven't really celebrated milestones. That just doesn't happen.
Yeah. It's pertinent we play that clip because I feel like that's kind of the same thing. You know, it's like, it's the 50th, but here's another opportunity to do a lot of the stuff that we've already mentioned back on those shows.
There used to be a time where like, oh, it's the, I don't know, 50th anniversary of the Haunted Mansion comes in, and then they would celebrate that, and they would put something in the Haunted Mansion or something like that. They would find little reasons to celebrate anything, and that all went away.
And this next skip I'm going to play is probably maybe one of the more egregious celebrations, which deals with the incredible summer of 2018.
Oh, I remember this.
You remember this?
Yeah. So, well, this is the last one?
We got 2 more clips after this, and then we can jump into other stuff, too. Yeah, so this was an interesting one, and maybe this might be applicable. Who knows? Let's see.
This summer, beloved stories from several Disney films will come to life at Walt Disney World in the form of new attractions, entertainment, experiences, and more at all 4 parks, setting up summer 2018 to be a truly
incredible.
There you go. Incredible summer. And I'm going to give y'all...
Yeah, okay, you're right. Incredible summer. We did get some emails on that, so... Yeah, Incredible Summer.
There you go.
Oh, that's because Incredibles came out.
That's exactly it. There, here you go.
No games.
There you go.
They're going to have like a different thing in each park.
A different thing in each park. All right, so a different thing in each park. Lee, can you tell us what do we get different in Magic Kingdom Park?
Oh, there's some dance show.
That's right. Dance party. Who doesn't love a dance party?
We don't love dance.
I've said it before, and I'll say it again. There's nothing else that says we don't know what to do other than super dance party.
And that would be good if that was the 80s.
Yes. Can I tell you the incredible new... Yeah. Can I tell you? We just saw that house.
Did you? Yeah. No. Yes, you did.
The Galactic Star Cruiser.
Oh, wow.
We just saw...
Line dancing, yeah.
I saw the Galactic Boot Scoot and Boogie.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Interesting, huh?
Some things are timeless.
Yes. Magic is endless.
That past Danny knows what he's talking about.
Dance in space.
I'm sorry, was there more?
Yeah, there's more. Yeah,
okay.
Here we go.
Experience at Magic Kingdom. All right, Lee, what is the incredible new experience at Epcot?
I don't know.
Think about it. Got an awesome mixtape, Lee.
Yeah, okay. So that doesn't have anything to do with the Incredibles. It's just new anyway. It's the Guardians of the Galaxy, but that's not even new with Incredibles.
That's why this whole entire freaking...
It goes along with my question I asked earlier.
It's all a lie.
You can just call anything Incredible. Oh, it's the new Incredible Dole Whip.
There you go.
Just put the name Incredible in front of it.
You're getting a new coaster in Disneyland. You're getting a whole Pixar
the layover
here. Yeah, so you're getting all that in Disneyland. And
I'll clap that in there in that clip because I thought and there's a little bit more to this because this was a pretty good clip. I left that in there because we were talking about Cosmic Rewind back in 2018. You know, and so I thought that was interesting. You know that we still hasn't opened
4 years later.
4 years later, yeah, still happening.
That was Cosmic Rewind we were talking about?
Yep. Yeah, that was Cosmic Rewind. Because we were talking about the thing that's supposed to open in Epcot, and that was that. I mean, there's no other Guardians of the Galaxy thing.
Maybe, I don't even remember at that time if we knew it was going to be called Cosmic Rewind or if we even knew
I thought it was like
where it was going to be, but we just knew there was going to be Guardians of the Galaxy coming to Epcot.
I thought it was like a meet and greet with Gamora and Star-Lord or something. I don't remember what it was. I mean, it seems like 4 years ago that we'd be talking about them opening it.
Well, we might have mentioned that Guardians of the Galaxy was supposed to come, but maybe we didn't know. Because I was listening to the show, I was trying to get some, if we could confirm it was a Cosmic Rewind, but I don't think we mentioned anything what that Guardians of the Galaxy attraction was supposed to be. Then.
You know what? I bet you I could find it.
Yeah, that'd be good to know. So while you look for that, I'll go ahead and continue playing this clip.
Disney World, they're trying to make a mountain out of Edna Molehill.
Edna Molehill. No capes.
So Guardians of the Galaxy take the stage at Epcot. So now we're going to go over to Animal Kingdom. What's new at Animal Kingdom, Lee?
The Stupid Up Show.
There you go.
The Stupid Up Show.
Stupid Up Show.
Stupid. It's a Stupid Up Show, huh? Hey.
All right. And Lee said it before. Donald Duck. Lee, why don't you tell me about Donald Duck and what's new over there?
Yeah, so there's like a meet and greet over there now with Donald Duck and the DuckTales, right? DuckTales.
But he wears pants. Just kidding. I don't know.
But it's a dino-tastic celebration, Lee.
Launchpad McQuack is over there. Like all the ducks. Anything that's a duck, it's going to be over there, basically.
Daffy.
The Robo Duck.
Howard the Duck. Howard.
That would be nice.
They're getting Guardians in there. Why not get Howard in? So yeah, that's what's going on. That is a new incredible entertainment happening over in Animal Kingdom. All right, so that means there's only one park left that's getting new incredible entertainment. Who wants to guess what that is?
The thing they were already going to open anyway?
Which was?
Toy Story.
Toy Story Land?
Wrong. That's not what they're advertising.
I mean, the only thing I can see is the new Toy Story Land. I mean, you've got...
Well, here's a problem. You got to expand your thinking. You see, they said 4 parks, but they didn't say which 4 parks.
Oh, so nothing in Hollywood Studios.
No, see The Incredibles 2 at AMC Disney Springs. Thank you very much.
Oh, man, come on now.
I kid you not. That is directly as a direct.
We're also doing
man.
glow nights at the water parks.
They are doing the glow night. That would have even made more sense than what they're actually advertising. Everyone's favorite family of super.
There you go. So that was that campaign summer 2018.
There again, I agree with Past Dan.
What a twist. What a twist at the end.
Can I retire from the show and y'all just play
Would you play past clips?
Yeah, because
yeah.
that guy knows what he's talking about.
That guy.
This new guy.
That guy.
He just cuts corners.
Yeah. He's just living on what past Danny has done.
Exactly.
Yeah. Standing on their shoulders.
Feeling on the rep.
Sad. Should have retired years ago.
Hey, you know.
No, so this is what the Guardians of the Galaxy thing was. The Guardians of the Galaxy takes the stage at Epcot. Star-Lord and Gamora from Guardians of the Galaxy will join an alien band taking guests on a journey through the cosmos. The party will feature hits from awesome mixtapes 1 and 2, fun and favorite tunes from the 2 movie soundtracks, building the anticipation for the new Guardians of the Galaxy attraction. So it was all tied in together. They were building
like a promotion, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
But again, dance party.
I don't remember that.
It was dance party with characters.
Okay, so yeah, so it wasn't Cosmic Rewind talked about exactly what we said. It was a promotion for the attraction that was soon to
2
be named.
dance parties. Wow.
2 dance parties, yes, in 2018.
Wow.
So these last 2 clips kind of go along what we've been talking about, but first of all, this first one I wanted to explore is about how much promotion Lee has gotten as a travel agent. You know, he's been serving as a travel agent. And I'm curious, Lee, for the 50th, man, have you, like, what you can recall off the top of your head, have you gotten a lot of stuff from them about things for the 50th, or what can you tell us about that?
Well, I will say this. I pulled all that up and got more than I thought, to be honest with you. Like, I went through this, like, oh, we haven't really got that much. And I looked at it, I was like, oh, that's a good, solid, like maybe 60, 70 emails, different little tidbits, so to speak.
All about the 50th?
Yes, just specifically dealing with the 50th.
Okay.
With those. Now, some of them were something was like, oh, this cupcake is coming, or, you know, things like that. It was very much 75% of the stuff was just fluff. I mean, there wasn't anything that I was like, hey, guys, we need to really talk about this on the next show, so to speak. But there was a lot more than I remember getting, I guess is what I'll say.
It's like that limited time magic thing they did. Remember where it's like every single week they had like a new week? It's like, and some of the weeks were like, hey, you can visit with lost friends. They bring back characters from meet and greets that you hadn't seen forever. And then, there'd be another week where it'd be Valentine's week and you'd get picture opportunities with princes and princesses. It's really cool. And then other weeks is like, here's a cupcake.
Have a cupcake.
Yeah, here's they can't all be winners, folks.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
So the reason why I asked him that is because back towards 2018, we had asked Lee the same question. And so I remember when I first asked you this, Lee, you had mentioned that there was not much that you remember off the top of your head until you actually looked into it, which explains to me that some of these promotions that they sent out wasn't significant enough for you to say, hey, I got to promote this.
It didn't grab your attention.
Yeah, it didn't grab your attention. Is that fair to say, Lee?
Yes, exactly.
Cool, okay. So yeah, here's past Lee saying pretty much kind of the same thing, but a little different.
So now, I'm going to give it over to Mr. Lee Lastavica. Mr. Lee Lastavica, what is the current ad campaign for you to go to a Disney park this summer?
www.google.com.
This is sad.
Nobody's bought tickets yet. I guess
You don't know.
Show me the money.
Here comes the
Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I would say I knew, but honestly, everything is just the same thing for the past 4 years over and over recycled. So
Okay.
you can tell what
So
it
you-
is, but
You didn't get no new posters or pins that said.
All right. How about if I read you what the ad? Yeah, because I think you're right, E. I think that sucks that Disney is not sending them out promotional material so that way they can kind of sell this as a new year and a new reason to go to Disney. That does suck. You know what? That's not a failure on Lee's part. That's a failure on Disney's part.
Because they used to do that.
You're right.
So what do you think of that, Lee? Is that still kind of accurate as far as regarding the style of stuff that you're getting?
Well, yeah, I mean, definitely nothing like no hard materials, no posters, no pins, no. That's why we got to make our own buttons up. Yeah,
Like reasons to go, I guess.
Don't do that to yourself.
Even if you say hard.
Don't
Don't do that to yourself again.
Don't justify that.
Yeah. They ain't said there's nothing what you want. Everybody's looking for pins. How we gonna make that happen? How we gonna fill that demand? We gotta make our own.
Yeah. So go ahead, Lee.
No, I mean that's again. There's been a couple of social media campaigns, but the problem is like it's always just a little bit of fluff here and there. So it's hard to get behind and go, oh man, especially on this podcast to say, look, hey, here's a great thing we really need to cover this week because it's has to do with the 50th or whatever. There's just not like a lot of stuff out there to grab that attention.
That's true.
Yeah, fluff is tough.
And we know our fluff here.
Yeah. So this final clip I'll play is our comment on how Disney did with the last 50th anniversary, which is the 50th anniversary of Disneyland. Because they've only had one other celebration before this, and that was for Disneyland.
Oh, wow.
Oh, well, that's a good one, though.
Yeah.
So this is a little clip where we comment on that, just kind of reflective of what we felt about the 50th anniversary.
About what
and,
Disneyland did. Okay.
Yeah, and
they
then we'll
did.
compare it to how we're feeling about the 50th anniversary of Walt Disney World now.
Can I tell you something? I still remember that to give you an idea as to how effective that campaign is. I'm living in 2022, and I can barely remember a commercial I saw yesterday, but I can remember clear as day that for the 50th anniversary at Disneyland, it was the homecoming. And you would see characters like Stitch was on a road trip, and everyone's in the car, and they're all packing up, and they're going to Disney. Do you remember that?
Didn't it have like the Woody sidecar wagon or something? Was that the one? I don't remember, but I remember something like that.
I would have to watch it to remember.
Everybody pulled up.
I remember Stitch was riding a motorcycle. Everyone was riding in something. Everyone's loading up and going to Disney. And that was the whole idea. Is this is a homecoming.
Yeah, so here we go. Here's what we thought about the 50th anniversary of Disneyland, which is the first 50th celebration of a park that Disney had to celebrate. And here we go.
So in salute to the 50th anniversary of Disneyland, Disney theme parks around the world united in 2005 to bring guests never before seen attraction, entertainment, and activities from around the world. So primarily, this is what I remember the most about the happiest celebration on Earth. What they did to the castle was perhaps, that was the one thing I don't think I've ever heard anybody complain about. And I could be wrong. There might be somebody somewhere who has some kind of a gripe with it. But in honor of the happiest celebration on Earth, Cinderella's castle received a highly detailed Renaissance-style facade, complete with banners and tapestries, but most importantly, golden statues of many of the Disney characters surrounding it. So you got to see Peter Pan and Wendy and Michael and John flying around the turret, and you got to see the Cheshire Cat up there. All these golden characters interwoven into the castle, and it just sparkled. It was beautiful to me. At the center of the castle, there was a giant mirror that faced the hub that regularly changed to show all the Disney theme park castles from around the world. So you get the castle, Belle's Castle from France, you get the Disneyland Castle, Tokyo Castle, and they really made it up to be something special. Beyond that, every park received a attraction from a different area from around the world. So the Magic Kingdom received Cinderellabration, which was a castle show that they got from Tokyo. Epcot received Soarin' from Disneyland in California. MGM received a high-octane stunt show called Lights, Motors, Action. Animal Kingdom didn't receive anything from any other park, but what they did get was Expedition Everest, which was just a home run on every level. At that time, the Yeti still moved. It was glorious to see. And Lucky the Dinosaur, if you remember him.
Yeah, that's when they changed the name of my attraction. That whole damn movie came out, and now it's Dinosaur.
Yes. Also, the Magic Kingdom received Jack Sparrow added to the Pirates of the Caribbean attraction. Mm-hmm. That was a big deal at the time, where you got Johnny Depp in Pirates of the Caribbean. Small World reopened. There was a refurbishment there where they redid the soundtrack, the queue, upgraded all the dolls' costumes, and Epcot received Turtle Talk with Crush. That was an addition that wasn't really advertised as being part of the Happy Celebration on Earth, but it was around that exact same time.
Yep.
Also, all the restaurants, the signature dining restaurants, I should say, had new dishes that were inspired in some kind of a way by this. And I'll never forget, one of the desserts I had over at the Brown Derby, they had a dessert themed to Lights, Motors, Action, where it was a wheel of chocolate that left a tire track of chocolate. And so I was trying to find... Yeah.
Yeah, so that was what they did for the 50th of Disneyland.
I remember.
And there's maybe, would you say there's some parallels to what we're experiencing with the 50th? I know one of the ones are like the food thing. Maybe not inspired by attractions, but they have something.
Yeah, I don't know that the food's offerings were quite as memorable.
I mean, we got Walt's Chili.
Walt's Chili?
That's what we got.
Walt's Hash? Walt's Hot Dog?
Yeah.
Here's a Mickey bar. We sprinkled candy confetti.
Oh, the cronut. Same thing.
Yeah, exactly.
That's broke, man. That's broke.
I don't think that the food offerings, and granted, there's offering, and some are better than others, and we had a couple, but some were just lazy, I guess.
Yeah,
like, I mean,
see that.
Was it a Mickey bar with just candy sprinkles on it, Lee, that you had?
Had the coloring, I think.
Yeah, and it was
the stars, right?
Then it was like a cupcake, but they added something that was even way...
I mean, the Mickey bar was like blueberry flavored sprinkles.
There you go.
Something like that, which was not even good.
No.
So it's like you just ruined the Mickey bar.
Exactly. That's what it was. It's always like, we're going to take something and we're just going to add a little something to it. It wasn't like something original, and it was a work of art in and of itself.
Which is what they did back in Disneyland's.
Yeah, it was a very special thing. Yeah. Why couldn't Disney World bring back the original OG turkey leg recipe, at least for the 50? Give us that.
Look at me, Walt's turkey leg.
Yeah, I would have taken that.
There was like one dessert per part. Like, it wasn't so many where it's like you just get lost in it, and I'm struggling to remember. Like, I remember that dessert because...
But it was one particular dessert in a particular place that you had to get.
Because there was one particular place you could go, and there's one dessert you could have got.
It wasn't as oversaturated as what they're doing with Walt Disney World's 5th, is what you're saying? Is that 100% right? Okay. Yeah.
That's it.
That makes sense. But I just thought it was interesting how they were able to market the amount of attractions that they were opening. I mean, yeah, again, with COVID and stuff, I do give them that little leeway with 18 months. And there are some stuff that's still about to come online. But I just thought it was interesting that I remember when that 50th hit, like, everything was online. It was hit. And so part of me thinks, well, maybe if the whole COVID thing didn't happen, would we have gotten the same thing with Walt Disney World's 50th? Maybe that's why people are feeling that maybe this has fallen flat. I don't know.
I would have at least taken, based on what you just played for the Disneyland anniversary, I would have taken any of that at Disney World as far as the putting something by the castle, like, the magical mirror, the golden, characters. I would have taken any of that as opposed to that light projection thing that they put on the castle. And
I want them to bring back the wave machine at the Contemporary.
Now that would be awesome.
A working wave machine, yeah.
Watching all the alligators wash up on the beach.
Yeah. Like for the 52.
Water's getting to the bungalows and stuff. People in bed and splashing.
You'd have to go soon. In 2 weeks, there would be no beach.
No beach.
Erosion.
Yeah. I think like in that comparison, I think, yeah. Now, granted, Disneyland is where it all, that's the OG of parks. It should always, I think, be respected. But at the same time, yeah, you expanded. And all of the ideas that you could have working for the company, you could put in Disney World. And it takes some time to do that. And the best you have, okay, maybe add COVID as a factor, But having somebody to craft a character or craft a mirror or something like that. I mean, these guys still do plan for that. And I think that would have, something along that line would have been a very original piece to have, but not to just, to throw up the light on the castle thing. I mean, like, I know when I used to work at the zoo, that was something that they wanted to do for the aquarium. So that's how I know that it's not really a sizable feat. That, you know what I mean? Like, so it's like, I would expect more creatively out of Disney, just on basic principle, not about time of execution, but yeah, a statue or whatnot as opposed to a light show. I think it would have been nice, a little magical mirror or whatever else they would have had there.
And Eli knows something about sizable feet because he did date a Bigfoot.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you talk about senior or junior.
Talking about the one that lifted your car out of a ditch.
No, that was not my car, sir. That was somebody else's car. It was good to know me back then.
Oh,
that was Fong's. Yeah, that was Fong's car. Fong's SUV. Yeah.
I saved lives back then. I took hits for people no one knew about. You know what I'm saying?
He should still be your friend to this day.
Yeah,
I don't know
you know what?
You
know what? That's a whole other thing. Patreon, you want to hear some real stories? Sign up for that.
Patreon.com/Magic Away.
Woo!
I'll save that.
Yeah, 50. Yeah, really quick. So you say you still going to the Super Bowl thing though? Because I'm gonna forget to start.
Yeah, well, what I was going to touch upon. I figure I just quickly talk about like the promotions in 2019, 2020, and then we could also talk about a third criteria with. Cool. How they're living. Yeah, we can get to all that.
But does that make sense to what I said? Am I hitting the?
So you wanted something more tactile on the castle versus a projection?
I think that was more personable.
It was 100%. I mean, I think the projection thing, it's a cool thing, but they've gotten lazy with it.
It's cold, though, right?
It only lives at night, right?
That's part of the reason why they've gotten very lazy with it.
Whereas the sculptures on the castle were like, day and night.
Yes.
It was constantly viewed. I mean, granted, you got the 50th plaque on there, plus you have the new coloring. But, I mean, that's great and all, but I don't think it has the impact of those sculptures that they had back in the day.
Not even
That's your golden anniversary. If it's the 50th of anything for anyone, that is your golden.
I mean, they gave us the statues. They just spread them out through all the parks. The 50 statues.
Oh, the golden statues.
Yeah, but I mean, but
you got to find those things,
right? Yeah. You've got to be invested in doing it. And don't get me wrong, it's kind of a cool thing when you kind of stumble along one. I remember when we stumbled along Stitch, that was cool. But you're not going to do that. But I mean, the castle, we just stood there and watched it we must have like when we walked in the park, we went right to it. You just stood there and you stared for 30 minutes and you made your way all the way around it.
It's kind of like looking at the Tree of Life, right?
Yeah,
where they have so many different carvings, so much detail that you just had to sit there and just stare in awe.
Right.
Yeah,
it was something to behold.
Something to behold. That's your golden time.
All right, cool. So anything else on the stuff that I played? Anything that maybe touched a thing relating to the 50th or whatever else?
We put out some quality content back then.
We did, yeah.
Why are we doing this?
Yeah.
Just start replaying our stuff.
Yeah.
Well, like, hey, check this out.
That'll be our new. We'll play old stuff.
Nothing
but
we'll just
sit there and we'll just comment on it.
Comment. Yeah, this could be a good reflection show. Clip shows and a whole new medium.
Wasn't that a celebration to reflections? It should be.
I believe. I bet you it was.
It was a resort that got canceled. I remember that.
Yeah, the new DVC Lodge. Yeah.
Yeah, while you're up in the bed, you look up in the bed like reflections.
Oh yeah, any of those.
Yeah, Christina Aguilera starts singing at you.
Oh boy, that's all the wallpaper.
Yeah. All right, so now that we have an idea where we left off, I thought it'd be good to kind of see how they've been doing promotions as of late since those shows, because that show ended at 2018, and so maybe you guys can kind of help me jog my memory with this. But starting at the 2019 stuff, from what I remember, there wasn't really an overarching year-long promotion, as was par for the course up at that point, right? Because after they made that transition to the singular idea, there really wasn't much. It was more of like a limited time magic model where they had little different things throughout. In 2019, starting in January, they had Mickey Minnie's Surprise Celebration. With that celebration, they had the Move It, Shake It, Mouse It dance party, another dance party. They had Mickey and Minnie wearing their birthday outfits. So they got.
They were naked?
And all in black.
Hey, I'm not going to judge.
Hey, I should have been there for that celebration. I don't remember that.
Only thing Minnie had on was a bow. That's it.
The cuckold in the corner.
There you go. Happy celebration.
Squeak. But and then if you remember this, the Dapper Dans will sing songs in honor of Minnie and Mickey for that celebration. So that's what happened then.
Better when they were singing boy bands.
The boy band stuff.
That was also part of Limited Time Magic.
Yeah. So they had that. And then Hollywood Studios, Walt Disney World, starting on May 1st, celebrated the 30th anniversary of the studios all year, starting on the 1st, May 1st. So just like kind of with the 50th, the Hollywood Studios had a 30th anniversary logo.
I don't remember this at all.
Yeah, exactly.
That's Kirk.
So they had this particular celebration. They had Party with the Pixar Pals, which was another dance party on Pixar
Party
Avenue.
with the Pixar Pals.
Hey,
Pixar Pals. Woo woo. Roll them.
This is when Lightning McQueen's Racing Academy opened.
You get to dance on a car?
You can. Or you
That's
dance
awesome.
with a car. You know how they do out in California?
Oh,
They're bouncing
right.
and stuff, yeah.
Like Tony Katayan.
Oh, my
Just
God.
writhing.
That name.
Yes. No.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
I was like,
Rest in peace.
They also had the Wonderful World of Animation that debuted. Star Wars Galaxy Edge opened at Hollywood Studios. I guess they marketed it for the 30th as well on August 29th, 2019.
I remember the concept art. They busted that out on the Channel 8.
And then also they were marketing was a Mickey's Minnie's Running Railway, which was supposed to open late 2019, but in fact opened in March 4th, 2020.
So wait, so that was part of the 30 years of the Hollywood Studios?
That was part of the promotions for the 30th year of the anniversary in 2019.
Well, then I think you got to take off for Rise of Resistance and Mickey Minnie's Runaway Railway from this celebration then, right?
Well, Rise wasn't open on the. It was just the land itself, and I'm assuming Smuggler's Run.
Yeah, but Rise opened before Mickey and Minnie.
Yeah, but they were talking about Mickey Minnie's Running Railway back in 2019. It was
they were just talking about it.
Yeah, it was slated. It was supposed to open late 2019.
That's what I'm saying. The Rise of Resistance opened in late 2019. Mickey and Minnie opened in 2020. I don't know, rounded about.
Yeah, they flipped
March.
Basically, yeah. So they basically flipped that one.
Okay.
But whether or not that was included as part of the 30th, probably not, because it was late in the holiday season. Who knows?
Okay.
Epcot, they said goodbye to Illuminations, and this is when Epcot Forever took place, which is when they switched, the little show between that and Harmonious.
Sucked.
Yep. They had the Broadway concert series, which expanded to 7 days a week at the Epcot International Festival of the Arts, and more topiaries for Flower and Garden. That's all they were marketing for Epcot. And in Animal Kingdom, 2019 marked the 25th anniversary of The Lion King. And what do you think they celebrated the 25th anniversary of The Lion King with? Just a wild guess.
I'm going to
Dance
guess.
party.
Dance party. The Hakuna Matata Time Dance Party.
Were you going to say that?
I was going to say it, but I was trying to think of a clever name for it.
Oh,
but
I'm sorry.
Oh, they said it was a Hakuna Matata Time Dance Party, where Rafiki and Timon lead you in dances and games on Discovery Island.
Timon Lee.
Timon and
party.
Rafiki, yes. Timon and Rafiki getting down.
Timon it.
And then also, I don't know if y'all remember this. I don't remember this. I kind of maybe do. I don't know. They had 3-dimensional photo ops, which will be displayed throughout the Animal Kingdom, which recreated scenes from the original Lion King.
Ooh, boy.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And then everywhere else in the world, they had the H2O Glow Nights return to Typhoon Lagoon Water Park to celebrate the 30th anniversary of Typhoon Lagoon that summer, which allowed you to party with Pixar's Toy Story films.
Yeah, Rex.
Yep. Grand Destino opened at Coronado Springs. Haleo opened at Disney Springs. The Disney Skyliner opened on the 29th, 2019. Disney's Riviera Resort opened on Christmas that year, 2019, December 16th for that season. And finally, in 2019, the NBA experience will be and this is what they said. This is how they marketed it. I included this. And in 2019, they said this: the NBA experience will be a slam dunk at Disney Springs. This brand new destination will allow you to participate in your own scouting report, take you through pregame preparations, let you step onto the court and make clutch shots and highlight reel-worthy slam dunks. By participating in 13 unique and innovative hands-on activities, you'll feel like a star player. No, you won't.
As Chris Rock said, grand opening, grand closing.
That's
Yes,
right.
Lord.
Yeah. So that was 2019. Not an overarching theme to it, the opening, but they had little things, bits and pieces here. From like the 30th anniversary of Typhoon Lagoon that summer to the studios starting on May 1st. A lot of transition, a lot of different lands opening. Again, it feels like a lot of the attractions that were open during this time, not maybe if it made it towards a celebration, they would count it as far as their advertising thing, but it goes along my theory where they split it. If it happens to open during that time, then they will market it. But if not, then they're not going to worry about it. They're going to promote other stuff instead. That's what I'm thinking with this. And that's where I'm kind of going with the whole 50th thing. And that's where I'm going with the question. Maybe this is just all just par for the course for the 50th. And then, of course, we get into 2020 and 2021 and stuff, and things get a little crazy, a little wonky, right? Because of everything that happened with the lockdown and stuff. In the beginning of 2020, Disney Springs had a big campaign that started out the year, which is called Happily Whatever You're After.
Wait, what?
Yeah, they called it Happily Whatever You're After for Disney Springs. They're promoting Disney Springs heavily.
Happily, whatever the.
Yeah, that's exactly
how I took it as well. I'm like, say it one more time because it sounds like happy, whatever the yeah. And
their campaign is called Happily Whatever You're After.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that makes a little bit more sense. Unless you're after a real pagoda. And
Don't go there. Yeah.
No.
So the 3 30-second videos dealt with the different offerings at Disney Springs. So they had one called Discover Indulgence, which you could imagine is what?
Eli's Saturday Night.
Yes, that. And food. Yeah, so they were promoting Disney Springs food.
I was not needing to say that.
Yeah. They had Shop the Magic, which of course you can guess is promoted shopping. That commercial.
Shop the magic.
That's right.
Shop the Magic.
Shop the Magic. Yeah, that was the name of the commercial.
That is terrible.
And then the last one to do the other part is Savor the Moment.
Followed by Disney's Show Me the Money.
Show Me the Money.
Yes.
So Savor the Moment and the Indulgence are not the same thing? It's all food or no? Savor's, to me, I think Savor is food, but then you're saying the Indulgence was food too.
I think that was my mistake. Yeah, so Savor the Moment is food. Indulgence is about the luxuries.
Yeah, do whatever you want while you're here.
You can have whatever you like.
There you go.
And then after that was the Disney Money Talks celebration.
Same time, man. Same time.
Wow.
What? Wait.
The whole idea of celebrating shopping.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Happily
really?
Whatever You're After. Yeah.
Come on.
They had people in bags dancing and stuff.
Hey, I just didn't want
I don't remember any of those commercials. Do you guys remember that?
No, not a bit. I had no idea they were doing this. I would condemn that.
Yeah, I didn't know they were doing it until I started researching for the show, and I was like, what, really? And then I went to a rabbit hole. I was like, there are 3 commercials catered towards that campaign.
That sounds like the worst infomercial ever.
They started out the year with this. It was like in January. They started out the year with campaigning for Disney Springs.
Yeah, that sounds like Year of 1,000 credits.
It's not a whole celebration, because we didn't know about the COVID thing yet, but it wasn't a whole overarching celebration. It was like, here, come shop.
Here at Disney, you've got money, and we want it.
Yeah.
So please, come shop.
No discounts needed.
So January 2020. Yeah, I know that. I thought that was interesting that they would start the year off like that. There was nothing like, say, here comes the summer season. Come join us again.
It was tax refund season is what it was.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, wow.
Oh, man. But anyway, just to give you an idea what happened then, Magic Kingdom had Disney Villains After Hours open up. They had that little event. Regal Eagle Smokehouse opened on the February 19th, 2020. And Mickey's Runaway Railway actually opened on March 4th.
I was right. I said March or May.
Yeah, March 4th, yeah. And then a week or so later, that's when everything closed, pretty much. Oh, I should say February 6th is when CityWorks Eatery and Poorhouse opened in Disney Springs. So to go along with that campaign, they opened another shop that you really spend money on. Yeah. And then on the 15th, everything closed down.
I like a Eatery and Poorhouse. Now it's Poor.
Poorhouse, yeah.
OUSE.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for the Regal Beagle to open up.
The Regal Beagle?
Oh, you want the Regal Beagle? Regal Buell. But yeah, so you have that, and then the second half of the year was like when things start to open. They did promotions like Magic is Here, just to kind of make people feel good. And then went through, they did the Great Big Beautiful Tomorrow commercial to promote that kind of stuff. So it wasn't really promoting anything. It was just, hey, we're coming back online. It just kind of helped let people know that, hey, we're back in business. We're here if you need a escape for reality. Is what those commercials.
Can we just take 2 seconds real quick?
Yeah, absolutely.
To each come up with the first marketing campaign, like just whatever pops in your head right now, just like
for what?
Like magic is all around us. That's one marketing campaign. Boom. Just
that's
like
what you're gonna do?
No, I don't know. Like I mean, I'm not giving it any thought. Just the first thing that pops in your head.
Oh, something
magical mask mandates.
There you go. Magical mask mandates. That's more
relatable to what's, I guess, going on that way.
It is, but it's a little bit more of a joke. I'm just saying, like, just come up with like the first thing, like just
a promotion just for the whole thing.
Take magic and whatever happy little words you can, stick them in a blender, put them in your head, and just spit something out.
Spank the magic.
I love it. I love it.
Get out and get it.
Spank the magic.
Go out and get some.
I can't talk that.
That's the tagline. Go out and get some.
No, I thought Spank the Magic was the tagline.
No, that's the campaign title, and then the tagline to go with it is Spank the Magic. I mean, I'm sorry, is go out and get some.
Get out and get some.
Or come here and get some.
Ooh, we
like, Disney, say our name.
Spank the Magic.
Who your dad?
Come here and get some.
Wow.
All right, what you got?
I can't.
Are you a Lee?
I can't beat that.
No, don't think. Just
whatever
pops.
Whatever popped. That's what popped in my head.
Family is magic, and you're our family.
Oh,
you see, there you go.
That's sweet.
Easy enough.
Yeah.
See how easy it is to do this stuff, man?
Lee, what about you? Don't think. Just go. Are you thinking?
I can't think of anything. I
don't think.
Nothing even comes to the top of my head.
What would you make a pin of?
I like what he came up with. I mean, that's fair enough.
What did he come up with?
He said
magical mask mandates.
Magical mask mandates. There you go.
Oh, okay. There you go. Everything's better than happily whatever you're after.
Yeah. Happy whatever after.
Yeah, look around the room right now. I see escape game. Escape to the magic. Boom. Done.
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. You're right.
I like that. That's how Ray Bradbury used to come up with ideas. Right. Drive to the magic. There you go.
Look, we got the next decade locked down if we want to
go. The magical mouse house.
The magical clue. There you go. There.
I like it. Yeah.
Just hang out here and get paid. I like that. Fall to magic. Gravity. There you go.
Yeah.
It's
beautiful.
I could do this all day. That's how you ever saw the Ray Bradbury show? He would look around the room and I would give him inspiration for his next story. So,
no, I hadn't. You said clue though, right?
Yeah, I did say clue.
That's funny.
Clue the magic? Clue in the magic?
Clued into the magic.
Clued into the magic. Yeah. I like that.
Like it.
It's a little mystery.
And like what is the magic about? Come find out.
Like I'm looking at the board game Life, Live the Magic, but I'm pretty sure they've already done that, right?
I think back in the day when they had campaigns that were worthy of remembering.
Yes.
I'm sure they did that. Live the Magic.
Remember the Magic.
Remember the Magic was a big one. I love that one.
How about this one? Let the magic bloom.
Oh, like spring.
There you go.
Yeah,
Bloom County book right there. Bam.
Bloom
Just
County,
made that happen.
Boom.
Boom. Why are we not paid to do this?
I looked at that poster, so I'm thinking Magic Kills.
Oh, no.
I love it. Magic Kills.
Woo.
Come for Halloween. Magic Kills.
Magic
October
Unrivaled.
2022. Magic Kills.
There you go. Magic done.
Disney gets dark.
How much you want?
Yeah.
Kill all the magic.
Yeah. So, of course, since then, 2021, you know how the stuff's played out. And now we're in 2022. I mean, was there anything in 2021 other than just like, hey, a lot of commercials about, hey, we're still here?
I'll be honest with you. Like, when I did that original show, I really had to research to figure out what those ad campaigns were and then you would see them like, oh, that's right. I did see that commercial. I didn't realize that was a overarching message and a call to come. So I'd be lying if I said that anything within the last couple of years.
But to be fair, that was just last year. So hopefully I'll be thinking if it was effective, something would have stuck in our head.
I want to say there was at least one commercial.
Now you say that, I think Eli's right. There was one commercial about coming to Disney, kind of made it safe or something. I can't remember.
There was for sure, because I watch too much television.
But it's all into my theory. It's like a lot of that campaign was just like, hey, we're open. If you need a place to escape, we're safe. We're here. We're going to take care of you. You come to the happy place. That kind of stuff.
I remember this because you said
2021. Yeah,
21. I'm pretty sure. I mean, you could look it up and Google it if you need. But I'm pretty sure they had a commercial where they pretty much pumped Galaxy's Edge more so than anything. Because I remember there was like a little girl and she was looking up and it was like the Millennium Falcon like flying up. I'm pretty sure that was a commercial that would happen during that time.
That could have been. I don't remember that one, but maybe so. All right, so guys, that's a lot of what's taken place since we did those shows 226 and 227. So kind of reflection on how the promotions have gone. So look, listeners, go back, listen to 226 to listen to all this stuff, especially for the earlier campaigns where they're giving out stuff and it was really immersive and memorable. And then 227's release, I talk about the transition to the kind of campaigns that we have this. So the reason why I bring all this stuff up is maybe the idea of the 50th falling flat is all about perspective. As you remember at the beginning of the show, I titled this particular criteria, is this just par for the course? And I'll explain this in a little bit. And I'm going to ask the question again is, do you think the 50th anniversary has fallen flat since October 1st, 2021? Or is this celebration just par for the course?
Those are the only two options?
Well, I mean, it could be, you could take it in any direction you want. If you need to combine it or whatever else. But the reason why I'm mentioning it like that is that maybe we were so built up in our heads that the 50th was going to be this awesome thing that was going to be different than what has been happening recently. And mostly from, like, say, 2016 on. That, yes, we had the COVID thing and now everything's kind of being more of the same. Because, as we mentioned, like, things in 2018, 2019, kind of flat, wasn't that great. A lot of stuff that we remember. Definitely not like the commercial we remembered with the numbers, 20 new reasons to go to Walt Disney World. And definitely nothing like that. So maybe this celebration has just ended up being more of the same stuff that we've been getting in the past recent times. And in like 2015 and that stuff. So that's what I kind of want to explore is maybe the perception of why it's fallen flat is because maybe this wasn't the impact that we're hoping, like maybe say the 50th. Maybe it wasn't anything different. So I'm throwing all this out there because, as I do my commute, I think about these things.
This tormented you. This tormented you.
It did because I did spend some time preparing for this one, and I kept wrestling back and forth. It was like, well, maybe it's about perspective. Maybe it's like people are thinking about the 50th as it is right now, all wrong. Maybe it is more of just the same. Not that necessarily good, not that it's bad. But maybe it's not as impactful as it has been. I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm sitting there just throwing things out, but I've been wrestling with it for the past month or so. So
I could tell.
I wanted to get your guys' input and see what you think about how this 50th celebration is going and why people would think it has fallen flat with this particular criteria. Yeah.
I mean, what's a fair thing to say is that if I didn't do this podcast, I wouldn't know the 50th existed.
Really?
Why
is that?
Okay, because
you would know if you've been there.
Well, yes, but but you see what I'm saying? Like, if we're using this criteria, right? Only
we are, but what's funny is like I had a third criteria that I was going to ask was how are they keeping this alive in our life?
Okay,
which could be its own show, but I almost feel like this is kind of related to this.
They're kind of tied together
because it's like if you're doing promotions and the promotions are meant to keep stuff alive in people's daily lives, right? I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think that having those two as the only two options is not a realistic. It's not really a fair assessment. It's more of a sense of. I see what you're going for there. It's kind of like, why would people think it? Not necessarily that we're thinking it, I guess is what you're saying. Because, I don't think either one of those two options. Does this celebration feel like not so much of a celebration? Yes. Is it par for the course? No, the course has been terrible.
So this is an improvement.
Oh, God. Since Year of a Million Dreams, this is, again, I think I said it before, this is the best thing Bob Iger has come up with in terms of a celebration that we've got a castle, we've got a new fireworks show in Epcot, in Magic Kingdom, opinions be damned on that. Just, we've got it. We've got new attractions. We've got food offerings. We've got things that we've never gotten before. So the idea that we have done anything close to this since Year of a Million Dreams, I think would be right. And I really think Year of a Million Dreams was more of a gimmick than a celebration. That was the
good
whole
ass gimmick.
Yeah, it was a good gimmick, but it was a gimmick nonetheless. It wasn't like, here, come and see this, and this, because it's all brand new for you to experience. No, it was more, come here, and who knows, maybe you'll win a night in Cinderella's castle.
But that's the trick of the gimmick, though, right? In that case, because it's like, if the theme is magic and things happen that wouldn't happen in reality, outside of your normal life, but here. the gimmick worked.
Well, right, but that's what I'm saying.
it's good
The celebration
promo.
is not really a celebration. It's kind of a game. It's kind of like hey, come here, you might win something. Not come here because come see this. Come see that. Come experience something that you've never seen before. Here's us Disney celebrating something and giving you multiple reasons to return. I don't think we've seen that kind of a celebration built around something like that until now. So I can't say it's par for the course unless the course is going back to what Michael Eisner was doing. Then
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, because the course did change as we explored in those past two shows. Yes.
Significantly. And then if you want to compare that to that, then okay, now we're talking. But in terms of par for the course, I don't think that's a fair way to put it because this has blown away what we've gotten recently. And then what was the other option?
So it goes back to that maybe that's why people might think this has fallen flat. So is if people are conceiving this as more of the same as what they've gotten in, say, 2018, 2019, maybe even before that, 2016, 2017, maybe they just feel like it's fallen flat because they expect so much more for the 50th. Something more, I guess, and we go back to what Eli was saying, it felt like he was talking about the impactfulness of the campaign at that time. Was that fair to say, maybe? Like
yeah, I was basing it off of the criteria that you were talking about, because you say this is different parts.
It's different parts, yeah.
So yeah, but how it's promoted as far as media.
Yeah. Because I feel like it's like the the impactfulness of the 50th might have been different had COVID not happened and everything came online on time it was supposed to. It would have been great. We've been sitting here singing the praises and just like harkening back to the 50th instead of exploring this question as like why people think it might have fallen flat.
I was gonna say now, because I can't really dispute anything that Danny just said as a whole, but if you're saying that the criteria as far as, hey, look, you're gonna show up and get some Parcheesi magic or whatever, like you see the commercial and it's like, wow, boom, pow, I want to go, and all this stuff is happening, and that's being put to me, through form of media. I didn't really see that, and maybe I've jumped ahead. I'm sorry if I did, but I was gonna say this. This would made me think of this show a couple of days ago. So how they have the Super Bowl and they say, where you going? This has been on for years, right? They say, I'm going to Disney World. Now, granted, the Rams are from L.A., but when they won, they were like, I'm going to
They're going to Disneyland, yeah. Which makes sense.
Makes sense, yeah. It makes total sense. Yeah. But even then, when they said that, it was like, all right, Disneyland, but they could have maybe pulled Disneyland and Disney World and stuff, 50th, whatever. Like, there's different chances, promotional-wise I'm talking about, where I think it could have been expanded upon, and especially with all of the IPs that Disney already has, not what's coming down later. Like, I get that, but what they already have, I mean, you could have, Millennium Falcon, sure, but you still have, you can show, I don't know, just anything. I guess that's the point. And when you see those previous commercials, you have the impression of, oh, wow, I can see this, I can see that. The kids love this character. I love that character. I can eat this. And you get that whole feeling of Disney as a whole. And in this particular time for that promotion, I think that's a little more segmented. There's a flow that's kind of missing. Now, maybe that's changing to his point, but maybe that's a flow that in the next couple of years, you're like, oh, you'll tape us again. And we'll be like, oh, I get it. Like they were doing a new ebb that changed from what we saw as kids, and they're speaking to a new generation, and now that's the style that this generation has taken. And we'll just be like, all right, cool, change my diaper, So
you're thinking from a perspective of what the generation they're marketing to, I guess? Maybe they're not marketing to us. Maybe the people younger than us, they would get it.
That's the only other thing I can see.
Interesting.
I
mean, I can't relate to that because I'm not of that. But,
exactly.
I'll be honest with you. I don't think that's what it is, because the people, like, if they're marketing to younger people, well, good luck getting them to afford a trip to this.
Yeah, well, I know,
right?
Yeah, you're not marketing to you're marketing to people with jobs and families and children that are going to take some. I mean, you're marketing to us. I would say that.
Okay, but now here's your counterpoint, right? It's like that we said earlier that they focus more on social media than like the typical commercial like they have in the past, which is more kid oriented. But granted, yeah, I mean, there's some kids that make money off of TikTok and whatever, YouTube, off of commercials. Now, I don't think it appeals to them, the entrepreneur, but my point is like, yeah, it's more readily available to them to say, hey, look, there you go. And so maybe their style of marketing has changed, and we're not really feeling that because it doesn't have the same level of impact.
So since you brought up the Super Bowl, Eli, I want to talk about this because I had this for a different show, but I'm not going to worry about that because I think this is all related. I was going to do a show about, you know, how they kept the 50th alive in our lives. And so the Super Bowl thing was one of them. And so I wanted to talk about this event, which drew 112.3 million viewers, which is the most the NFL has had in the past 5 years. And also, I believe, according to one site, I'm not sure, but I believe this was the most watched TV program in the United States on that date. At that time. Makes sense, right? And so I was playing a gig at a time, so I did have a friend keep track of the Disney commercials he saw during the Super Bowl coverage. Because you figure, hey, this would be a prime time. I know the commercial spots are expensive for that, but I figure, you know, with the 50th, Disney might have caught up. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't make sense for them to purchase. I don't know. See what you think. But this is the numbers that we got, you know, and so he would text me as during my gig just to give me a rundown of how each quarter went. First quarter, he said no ads. No ads from Disney at all.
Are you saying that any commercials that were like by Disney-owned properties or just any commercial from Disney that said it's the 50th?
Celebrating the 50th. I would
Yeah,
think, right?
right?
And that's the criteria? Yeah, I was going to say, yeah. I think it's just anything advertising the
I just,
anything,
for clarification, for
Anything
listener
with the 50th,
purposes.
I'm sure there was a Doctor Strange.
There was.
Yeah, anything. The other thing to do with the park, specifically 50th park.
50
stuff.
park.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Yes, sir.
So the first quarter, no ads, right? Second quarter, they had a Disney Plus ad, but it wasn't really anything dealing with the 50th. So just wanted to mention that because there was a Disney thing there. Third quarter, there were no ads too, but Universal did slip in a Velocicoaster ad, so 1 point for them.
I remember that one.
So they did that in the third quarter. And fourth quarter, again, nothing regarding the 50th. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm hearing that, and I didn't see this because, like I said, I was working at the time, but I don't think they did the "I'm going to Disneyland" commercial right after the game. Did they not?
I think they did. I don't know if they did it right after the game, but they did it, didn't they?
'Cause I heard it came out on social media a little bit later. Afterwards. But it wasn't normally like at the end of the Super Bowl where you get the commercial like we normally do, like they had been doing.
I don't know. We were so bored.
Yeah.
Super Bowl.
Not lying.
Checked out mentally and we're just BSing with one another. I think we would have noticed it if it did come on.
Yeah.
So that does make
I
sense.
think so, yeah.
It definitely wasn't a live feed. I don't remember.
No, it's usually like a quick edited, like, because I remember watching some documentary how they did it, and it's usually a quick edited thing that they put together
Right.
after they say it.
Right.
They catch the person that they want to say it,
Grab
and then they
some
edit it real
highlights.
quick, and then it usually looks like it's something that they've done like later, like edited later. But it usually happens like right toward the end of the game. They're one of the
Yeah.
commercial spots.
And that was a famous thing.
But I asked him, I was like, "You sure it didn't happen during right after the game?" He's like, "Nope." I was like, "Really? Seriously?" Because usually it happens right at the end. He's like, "No, I didn't even see it." And then like I saw later, it was on social media. It's like, oh, well, maybe they really embraced the social media campaign ad thing, and you wouldn't have never seen it unless you saw it on social media. I don't know.
I saw it on TV.
yeah, I did too.
Really? Yeah, I saw it on Instagram. I think it was the first time I saw it.
Okay.
That popped on. That was the last time.
But a fair critique could be to say that in all those previous commercials, they spotlight one player, and they say, Aaron Rodgers, Brady, where you going? In this case, they took like a few of them, right? Because they had Stafford, they had
Cooper Cup.
yeah, they had
Cooper Cup and Aaron Donald. Yeah.
and O'Donnell, right? So they had a few players with their families. That's the commercial I saw. And then they said, we're going to Disneyland and whatnot. So they didn't spotlight one particular person. Maybe they were like, no, we're a team. You can't focus it on one guy.
Well, I think they did that before, like with Brady and Gronkowski. I think they've done that.
Okay, well,
I could be wrong.
No, that's fair. I mean, like, because they did go on the parade and whatnot later. But
Let me check something real, because I thought they did it all at once together.
they did, but it was with them and their families. At least the one I saw.
So you're saying they needed the time to organize that so they could do it?
All I remember is somebody has a hot brunette wife. That's what I'm saying to you.
Yeah, but no, they organize it in advance. They have everything hooked up. They've talked to players. I mean, I saw it on
Right.
the 50th thing. They talked to players from both sides. They're like, okay, when they don't negotiate on the field.
No.
Like, hey, you won.
They have
All
to
right,
have
we
it
need
prepared,
you.
yeah.
We need this. We need that. We need it. Like, they get it together on the field.
And they go and do it, yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
one guy. Just one guy. This time, not one
Well,
guy.
yeah, one guy would make it easier to get it done. but
Exactly.
As opposed to like, all right, we need to find where's Stafford, where's
Where's Donald? Where's
Right.
his family? Where's his? Yeah.
But
There's
they-
a lot of
Hey, dude,
people.
quit proposing to your girlfriend. Come over here and do the commercial.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right.
Exactly it. That's exactly it. And then, so right there, I mean, they don't even, again, to your credit, they don't even put the 50th over for Disney World, but again, they're in LA, and there's where, Disneyland takes place. So I don't even know there if that was a good moment, but it wasn't the right moment.
Wouldn't it be cool if like the Universal said, well, you know what? It's not like the team that lost is all that bad. We're gonna do the loser.
I'm going to Universal.
Yeah.
I'm having a real fun time.
Hey, Joe Burrow, you just lost the Super Bowl. How are you gonna cheer yourself up? I'm going to Universal.
So, yeah.
You know that Volcano Bay? That's where I'm going to drown my sorrows. It's going to be awesome.
That's it.
Basically.
I'm going to see
The team
Homer
in last place
Simpson.
goes to SeaWorld.
You know what? I bet you Universal's revenue would actually pop up more because, like, I'm going to go, drink with Homer. Like, you'd be like, you know what? I get that.
Hey, Joe Burrow, you're second best. What are you going to do? I'm going to go to the second best theme park in Orlando.
Oh, no. If you ain't first, you're last. Hell, that's just a statement I said, Ricky.
That would have been smart, though.
Yeah, there's anything you could do with that. You
Yeah.
know, absolutely.
But
That's a good
I
idea.
thought it was significant that there wasn't much 50th, or at least like, one 50th commercial. I mean, do y'all think that's telling? Or
Yes, I do think it is telling. I think that they are not trying to hype this because they know this isn't exactly what this isn't the product I would think you would want to put out. There again, you still need park reservations. Capacity is limited. You're still trying to slowly bring everything online. We still don't have parades. I mean, has meet and greets officially started up yet, Lee?
There was one, right, Lee? I saw.
There are, yeah. Like Anna and Elsa are back, but I don't think it's still in the same capacity of, it's just more like take a selfie with them or whatever. It's not like get over there and hug them and stuff like that. They're just more that are opening up.
I think they're worrying about overstating what's going on right now, knowing that people still have issues.
Yeah, I feel like we need another celebration after this, like
the 50th redo,
the redo,
the Cosmic Rewind,
51st.
Yeah, the We Made It Through COVID celebration,
501st celebration.
Now, it'll be interesting is when the 40th of Epcot comes on October, if they do anything to hype that up during this whole 50th thing.
What would you this October?
Yeah, the October 1st.
It's still going to be a disaster.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm with Lee on this. I can't see it coming along. I mean, Guardians of the Galaxy will be open.
Yeah.
The Play Pavilion, maybe? I don't know.
It's a lot to build between now and then.
You can just write happy anniversary on the walls, the construction wall.
For a happy anniversary, go this way.
Yeah, that's it. Cast members like, no, you can't go down this one no more. You got to go over here.
Except the hours are pointed
the other way.
Park.
Yeah. Happy anniversary. Get out.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like ultimately for just me personally, I think it's more of a. I think you guys kind of said this already. It's like I just built it up too much in my head.
You're not alone.
Yeah, I mean, and maybe that's because I'm a big Disney fan. I don't know that the casual Disney fan, they understand it's a celebration, it's the 50th, but they don't understand what that really means. And for us, it's like I was expecting just to be, and again, being there on the first and experiencing what they made out of it was so underwhelming that it's kind of like, wow, this is what we got. Okay, well, thanks. And again, I mean, maybe that's not fair. Maybe that's again just a perception thing. And you're right. There are new attractions. There are a lot of things coming online. So
unfortunately, I don't think it is fair because and I'll tell you why. I mean, when we went to Comic-Con, it was in
January?
Early January.
Yeah.
And Kevin Smith canceled. Jay Muse canceled. Oh my God! Christina
Midnight
Ricci.
Wink, did she cancel?
I don't know who Midnight Wink is. Christina Ricci canceled. A lot of the big names.
Calvary, the other chick from
Oh,
Boba
Mignon
Fett.
Wen.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, she canceled. Yeah,
you're talking
canceled.
about Boba Fett, right?
Yeah, Boba Fett, yeah.
she canceled. Most of the headliners that they had set up had canceled. Who showed up? And this is because Omicron had just started. The numbers really started spiked from that, and most people just canceled. I mean, how are you going to justify saying, "Hey, Julie Andrews, you're old, you know, you probably, your health is most important to you. Why don't you come down here to Disney World?
We'll pay you a lot
and be
we'll
surrounded.
accommodate you.
Come to Florida where the governor doesn't care about masks or anything like that either.
Get on a plane, travel over here. I mean, yeah, there might be some issues with that.
I would say this. I'm on board with you on that, but at the same time, from the time when I was I can say stuff like when I was at the zoo and stuff. 'Cause I don't work at the zoo no more, right?
Yeah. You can't go
if they
for it.
want a piece of me, whatever, you know. They are like. But remember the time when the jaguar ate the emu, and then that was a huge thing here.
That wasn't your fault?
Yeah,
that wasn't my fault.
I thought that you did that.
I took a picture with it. I mean, you know, he liked me. I fixed the phone, and I said, "Look, they don't want me no more." He said, "I'm gonna eat all these people up for you." I mean, look, that's how me and animals work. Savages. That stuff true. But the point is that when that incident happened, that was right. It was a bad incident, and so then all of the people in marketing, the president of the company, he was like, "Go ahead, do this, do that." We got kicked out of our cubicle because they had to get more people to make a campaign to kind of fix that issue. And that's my point. It's there wasn't even something that, and I think Kevin said it earlier, there wasn't even something that happened here. Or actually, when Lee did the joke, it was mass mandate magic and stuff. I mean, there wasn't something where they could have made a commercial that could have went something we understand you're going through a tough time here, but we here at Disney still believe that, the magic that you encounter now will happen forever, blah, blah, blah.
I think they did try a commercial like that, too.
They did make something like that?
I do believe after COVID there was, and I could be mistaken, I do believe there was at least one commercial that kind of said, hey, we're open, we're being safe, and we're doing what we can, kind of thing. I do think that there was something.
But you see what I'm saying, though? Again, to the point I'm saying, it's 50th.
Yeah, Jaguar escapes from the zoo. Once the Jaguar's caught, you're like, okay, let's do a campaign. That's over.
Right.
That's over. Let's reassure people. There is no that's over, come to Disney for COVID.
Well, right, but you're right. There's a pandemic is bad.
Hey, come to Disney.
There's no significant ending to the pandemic at the moment.
Right.
We're doing everything we can.
But there's, right. Well, okay, see, right there. That's still good. Just to kind of, even if you want to say there's still magic here, but here we're going to pull back the veil because this is what's going on. Even if you have one commercial, there's still not something that pushes.
Would you like them to say hey, this is the best we can, or we're doing the best we can?
I'm just saying.
I don't know that's a great commercial.
No, well, maybe it is. I don't know. I mean, the point is you didn't really see too many. If we're talking about the criteria of promotion.
Yeah, promotion.
Not last show was about what was built and what was promised and what was delivered. But this one is about if you're sitting at home, how is the magic being transferred to you on the screen? I mean, I think that might have been something that could have helped it. That's, but there wasn't too much else that was hey, check it out. You're going to have fun here. Here's the stuff that you're going to catch. Is everything that we're going to do for you. All you got was 3 people spinning around in a circle. You got another commercial on television, not just YouTube, that I saw with a kid walking around. There was a little Lion King kite. We all know how we feel about the kite show, right? And then the Super Bowl. But they talk about Disneyland. They're not even talking about.
But, to Danny's point, he did mention is maybe this isn't something you want to promote big time, which is maybe why it's not alive in our life as often as maybe some of the Eisner era celebrations and stuff like that.
So do you just scratch out the 50th and just say, hey, we want to redo?
Well, that's an interesting question.
You can't.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to be 50 regardless.
Right. They already had everything in the works. I mean, this stuff doesn't just magically show up overnight. Stuff was built. Things were ready to go. The 50th is only it's only when the 50th is. Now, can they elongate the celebration? Do I believe they're going to do that? Yes. I mean, I think.
Well, they got the 18 months.
Yeah, I think that's what you're going to see. But at the same time, I don't think you want to go overboard in promoting something where the idea is, yeah, everyone and anybody show up over here. We got you covered. I don't think you do. People don't feel safe yet in those kind of. We're getting to that point. But every single time we seem to get to that point, something else happens, a new variant develops, and people go running, hide back in their little
holes.
And there's still a good amount of the population that still don't feel like they're safe enough to go out.
Right. So it's a tough situation.
Yeah. Any other thoughts on this?
I think that I have my feelings about it and my disappointments about it, but I think that's a lot of that is just personal, like, expectations being a little too high.
Yeah, like my sister was hell bent. She was going to the 50th on her because Disney opened the very year that she was born.
Right. Okay.
She was born in February. The Disney opened in October. So my sister's older than Disney World. Everyone out there who wants to know.
That's awesome.
I am not. I'm much younger. But anyway.
She remember when the commercials came on the TV and Walt announced the secret buyer to all the land.
Osama, you too old.
It was almost like even with the cruise, it was like, yeah, that's kind of been something we've been trying to figure out, and where it was almost like it was a choke point of going on the cruise, where we can't move forward unless once the cruise is over, we now step foot into Disney World. If I'm there, I have to be there. It is the 50th, and I want to be there. I knew a lot of people who wanted to go and were making plans to go, and then things changed.
Things changed, drastically, yeah.
That's fair.
So, yeah, thank you guys for helping me go through this mental crisis as I was choking through this, figuring out the whole fallen flat idea of the 50th kind of thing. Mohicans, we want to hear your answer to our question of whether or not the Walt Disney World's 50th anniversary celebration has fallen flat. And your thoughts about this particular promotion related to past promotions or whatever else. We want to know all that stuff. We want for you to get in touch with us and tell us how you think, and we're about to tell you how to do that in just a little bit. Well, guys, we hope you enjoyed those discussions about the 50th falling flat. Make sure you check out our past episode 409, and we hope you enjoyed this episode. Look, magicourway.com is the way to go if you want to find out more about us. There you find our social media links, past episodes, and more. And to get in touch with us, do it through the following ways. Shoot us an email at show@magicourway.com. Or you can call us and send us a text message at 1-815-MOHICAN. That is 1-815-MOHICAN. That is 669-4226. And of course, we have a couple of guys do things outside of the podcast. First of all, we got Eli, does things with comics.
Hey, Rob Liefeld here. Deadpool, Cable, X-Force, Domino, Marvel Comics, Image Comics, all of it. You guys, what is up? Eli Ivory. What a great name. Eli Ivory, comic guru. I'm here to talk about you. I am here to say, check out ivorycomics.com. That's right, you. Check out ivorycomics.com. ivorycomics.com. If you're not doing that, you're missing out. You're missing out. The Savages comic cannot be beat, cannot be surpassed. You need to check it out, experience it for yourself, and you know the story. It's all about the glory. Congrats to you and all the magic that you're making with your Ivory Comics. Eli Ivory, comic book guru. Check out ivorycomics.com, comic book guru, Eli Ivory, the whole package. Deadpool said to. Do it. ivorycomics.com right now. Liefeld out.
Really quick, Kevin, don't we have a Patreon page?
We do. So if listeners go to patreon.com/magicourway, you'll find 6 awesome tiers with which to support the Magic Our Way podcast. Elevate your support, I should say. Thank you for listening to us and supporting us that way. But if you want to elevate your support, man, you can subscribe at one of these levels, and every bit goes towards getting Danny some new earphones.
Yes.
Please, guys,
because he needs some headphones.
Help that boy here, please.
I've lost 2 headphones in the last 2 months.
Yeah, our equipment's just getting old. So we're getting to the point of replacement.
We're getting old.
It was like 4 million episodes.
I guarantee you, every penny you send to us is going back into investing into this product, for sure. So whether it's more cables, new mics, that kind of, or new headphones, all of it. Yeah, we're not using it to like go to out eat at fancy New Orleans restaurants because we do have a ton of them. We're not doing that to buy a ton of liquor. We use our own money for that because that's how we do.
That's how we have day job.
But yeah, we invest our money that you send us into the equipment and anything else that we need. Yeah. So absolutely. So patreon.com/magicourway. Subscribe to us today.
That's right. That reason why I brought that to his attention is one of those tiers is you can talk to me. And let me tell you something. The silver tongue is always golden. Right there. Yeah, you can always check out the Ivory Comics website. You can check out everything that I've done there for Savages and the Molly Be Damned and Project Gation. There's blogs, and then there's like interviews that I've done. There's a link to this podcast. You never miss an episode. But let me tell you something. You go to that Patreon page, I can tell you some stories. There's stuff we have to cut out sometimes, but you can get all the truth, all the story, all the glory, anytime, all the time. I was talking to somebody about something about a career. It was some lady, man, was so smooth talking to her about what's going on. We supposed to talk 15 minutes, went 45. Let me tell you, like, you get your money's worth, all right? That's what I'm telling you. Now,
that's just about most of your opinions.
That's it. That's it. That's right. I got a lot to say. You get your money's worth right there. You said, that Eli ever told me something. Boy. That's worth more than the change in my pocket.
Yeah.
That's it. That's absolutely it. Yeah. Now, you can go to facebook.com/EliHivory. You can find me right there as long as you're a real person. Nice to meet you. But if you're a bot,
I'm going to beat you.
Got to beat you. Don't want to meet you. Cannot greet you. You know what I'm saying? Like, Alicia Silverstone, Rio, Disneyland, Clue, Pictionary, Monopoly. I know you're a bot. Because that's a combination of everything I'm seeing in this room right now, so I know you ain't real. There you go.
Hey, that sounded like a really fun time, too.
It did, right?
Yeah, you let off with Alicia Silverstone. I was like, oh,
wow.
I know. See how they get you, though.
I thought she was not a bot, but now I know.
Now you
she's
know.
a bot.
Well, she got all those names behind it. It's a bot. That's how you know if it's a bot. They only got two
_ today.
Today, that's right. And now Project Geisha has a Facebook page. So, of course, facebook.com/Project Geisha. Go ahead and check out the stuff there. Instagram right there, posting up hearts and likes and opinions as well. EIV504. You can find me there. And, of course, on Twitter, you can find me at Hancock10166. So if you appreciate the madness, just bringing me the gladness, thank you very much. Help this man get some infos. Go ahead and support us. Thank you.
Support us. And look, if you want to book a vacation down to Walt Disney World so that you can experience the 50th anniversary as it is at the moment, and maybe even book a vacation on the Galactic Star Cruiser, which I'm sure, Lee, you could do, right?
Absolutely.
Awesome. Tell them how to do this.
Just give me a call at 832-431-1621. That's 832-TOUGH-FLUFF. 832-TUFLF. Tough Fluff. You can email me at lee@magicourway.com. Check me out on Facebook at facebook.com/Lastovica Travel. That's LASTOVICA Travel. Instagram, you got a friend in Lee Travel. And TikTok, you got a friend in Lee. And if you do any of that, we'll get you hooked up and booked up with no
Tough Fluff. Avika.
And if you act now, you get a nifty button that you get to wear. Right, Lee?
That's right. Absolutely.
Tell them about the new special offer that every listener who
you get a button, you get a button, you get a button, you get a button.
That's
Everyone
right.
gets a button.
Oh, wait, there's more.
And look, guys, in addition, there's so many ways to support the show as a whole, and you can find them all on our website, magicourway.com, and as well as patreon.com/magicourway, which I just mentioned. Any way in which you can support the show is deeply appreciated. We also want to take a second and thank you for being a loyal listener. We always love hearing from our listeners. All opinions are always welcome on the Magic Our Way podcast, so make sure you get in touch with us today. So, Mohegans, we say Kwaharini. My name is Kevin.
And I'm Danny.
Magic out.
I have every intention of eating those bananas for breakfast, but I still somehow end up with tacos.
Walt's turkey leg.